Feel It Real by Denise Coates. Section 2. A book of games to attract your desires. This section contains more games to help you raise your frequencies and attract your desires. These games are powerful, but they must be played with sheer joy to be fully effective. Play them until your desires are fulfilled. Then play them again when you have new desires. This section can help you realize your desires, big and little, for the rest of your life. The games can become your trusted, lifelong dream-making tools. It's often beneficial to play these games with at least one other person. You could start a Feel It Real focus group and practice the games with one another. Follow your inner guidance to determine if you feel more joy working with others or alone. Certain props enhance the experience. Below are some helpful items to have around when you play these games. A tape recorder, a mini, portable, would be ideal. A magic wand, be creative. It could be a stick with an aluminium foil star on the end, a soap bubble wand, a store-bought magic wand for children, etc. A mirror, a journal, poster board, scissors, glue stick or tape, old magazines and catalogs. As you practice these games, it's important to work at your own pace and to use an approach that works for you. You have to follow what feels good to you in each moment. Some days, Game 15 might feel good to you, another day, Game 10. It doesn't matter that your preferences change because change is natural. You may need to play a certain game for many days, or even weeks, to get the hang of it. If you find yourself taking a game too seriously, stop immediately and go do something fun. Remember to let your emotions guide you toward what feels good. Games to create a life you love. Game 1. Hold that note. Love, 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 that is the soul of genius. Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. This is a fun exercise for those of you who are musically inclined, even if the inclination is just toward enjoying music. Music is vibrational. If you strike a tuning fork, a similar tuning fork will resonate. But tuning forks that are tuned to notes, different from those around them, will not cause those others to resonate. So it is with thought. Imagine for a second that you are a giant tuning fork. Pick the note you want to be tuned to. Your note could be ecstasy, or love, or fame, or mystery, or gratitude, or abundance, or love. Whatever you most desire to attract. If you want true love, tune your fork to lovable. If you want dollars, tune to wealth. Now, close your eyes. Imagine that someone has hit a note with a xylophone mallet and you, the tuning fork, begin to resonate the emotional note you've chosen. Try to hold the note to a count of at least 16 seconds. Holding the note for this long sets your vibration at the desired frequency. Imagine that your whole body, even the electromagnetic field around your body, is vibrating at this note for 16 seconds. Sometimes when I do this exercise, I can feel the vibration buzzing through my body. This is simple and fun, yet it's a powerful exercise. Try to hold the note every day for 30 days, and you will reset your dominant vibration to this desire. Once you can easily vibrate at the emotion of your choice, move on to a different note and begin to resonate there. Game 2. Find the feeling place. Though we travel the world over to find the beautiful, we must carry it with us, or we find it not. Ralph Waldo Emerson's. Are you familiar with the feeling you would have if your desire were already fulfilled? Once you feel emotional familiarity with the vibration of already having your desires, you attract them to you. Think of a desire that you have. First, write the emotions you feel about the desire, both positive and negative. For example, I want to get my project financed. My emotions now: confused, desire, stuck, blocked, victimized, longing, doubt, hope, hurt, jealousy, discouragement, futility, sadness, hopelessness, powerless, unlucky, depression, anger. The emotions I will have: excitement, fun, lighthearted, levity, loved, appreciation, flowing love, gratitude, blessedness, relief, lucky, ease, empowered, appreciated, connected. At 1, creative, humbled, loving, savoring, reveling, deliciousness, helpful, uplifted, close to God. Your turn. Desire. My emotions now. Write it down. The emotions I will have. Write it down. Take an honest look at your responses and ask yourself, is it any surprise that my desire hasn't yet been fulfilled? Make a 24-hour commitment to prioritize getting into these feelings. If your current emotions are predominantly negative, stop all action toward this desire right now and commit first to feeling the emotions you will have when you think about your desire. Do this by visualizing, appreciating, laughing, having fun, or using any of the other games in this book. Game 3. It already happened. It's a funny thing about life, if you refuse to accept anything but the best, you very often get it. W. Somerset Maugham. Think of one of your biggest desires. Write it here. Now, imagine how you would feel if you already had that desire. What does it feel like when you first get it? Describe your emotions. Write it down. What does it feel like 6 months after you've received it? Describe your emotions. Write it down. What does it feel like a year after you've received it? Describe your emotions. Write it down. What does it feel like 5 years after you've received it? Describe your emotions. Write it down. What does it feel like 20 years after you've received it? Describe your emotions. Write it down. As you begin to become more familiar with the vibration of already having your desire, you will be sending out a vibration that matches its frequency, thus attracting it to you. Now list the 10 most dominant emotions or vibrations you would have if you already had this desire. 1. Write it down. 2. Write it down. 3. Write it down. 4. Write it down. 5. Write it down. 6. Write it down. 7. Write it down. 8. Write it down. 9. Write it down. 10. Write it down. From my experience, I have found that gratitude is one of the most commonly felt emotions for anyone who has his/her desire fulfilled. So, take a minute and be thankful for this desire before it gets here. This is guaranteed to make you feel good, and if you feel good about your desire, you will attract it. Game 4. Match the frequency. If you can dream it, you can do it. Walt Disney. This is a fun game for anyone who wants to positively use their imaginations. We all have imaginations. Some people use theirs to worry about the future and imagine worst-case scenarios, but your imagination can also be used to help you get into the feeling place of already having your desires. Write one of your desires here. Example, I desire to be a millionaire by doing only the things that I love. Your desire. Write it down. Think of someone who already possesses the thing you desire. It could be someone you know, personally or not. For example, a billionaire who does only things he loves would be Paul McCartney. By pursuing his love of music, he became a billionaire. Close your eyes and relax. Take a deep breath. Imagine that you are the person you've chosen. Breathe as you think he breathes. What does this person believe about the thing you desire? Did it feel hard for them to get it? Probably not, because they already have it. Now imagine what vibrational signals he emits daily about this thing you desire. What are this person's beliefs about this thing you desire? Does he think he deserves it? If I were using Paul McCartney as my example, I would believe that it was easy for me to get paid for having fun while playing music. Regarding money and work, I'd imagine that Paul McCartney vibrates at fun, joy, childishness, bliss, creativity, ease, blessedness, wealth, and appreciation. Now that you've found the frequency that you imagine this person might hold, imagine for about a minute, vibrating at the same frequency. Imagine you are a radio, emitting 101. Fun, joy, childishness, bliss, creativity, ease, blessedness, wealth, appreciation, or whatever vibration you think this person holds. When you are finished holding that frequency, for 1 solid minute, record your thoughts here. Write it down. This is a powerful exercise for retraining your vibration toward already having your desires. Game 5. What beliefs would you have? If you can believe, all things are possible. To him who believeth. Mark 9:23. Think of a desire and imagine the beliefs you would have if you already possessed the desire. For example, imagine that your desire is to find true love. You wave a magic wand, and the partner of your dreams has appeared. What beliefs would you now have about this aspect of your life? They could be, I am so lovable, or I believe in happily ever after, or I deserve to be adored by a man, woman. Write your desire here. Desire. Write it down. Write 10 beliefs you would have if you already had your desire. State them in the present tense. 1. Write it down. 2. Write it down. 3. Write it down. 4. Write it down. 5. Write it down. 6. Write it down. 7. Write it down. 8. Write it down. 9. Write it down. 10. Write it down. Read these beliefs aloud into your tape recorder. Listen to them once a day for 30 days. Game 6. The collage. Instead of fighting your problems, picture your way out of them. Vernon Howard. Cut out specific images of your desires from magazines, for example, someone vacationing in the Caribbean, your dream car, a pair of Jimmy Choo shoes, someone practicing your ideal career, 2 people in love. This is a fun exercise because it involves having constant visuals of what your desires look like. Now, tape or glue these pictures on a poster board for you to look at each day. Look at these images each morning and imagine what would feel like to already be living out these visions. This exercise really helps you vibrate at, you already have it, the frequency that attracts our desires. Game 7. Close your eyes. Just because a man lacks the use of his eyes doesn't mean he lacks vision. Stevie Wonder. Too often we let the outer conditions of our lives determine how we feel and thus what we attract. That's fine if what we are looking at is something we like, but if what we see around us is something we do not like, then by observing it and focusing on it, we keep attracting more of it into our lives. This game is very simple. It's designed to help you to stop focusing on what you don't want and to imagine what you do want. To play, just close your eyes and imagine that you are in the exact surroundings you would be in if your desire had already manifested itself. For example, if you are currently living in a tiny apartment, but you would like to be living in a brand new home, close your eyes and imagine that you are currently sitting in that home. With your eyes closed, in your mind's eye, where in the room are you? How tall are the ceilings? What is the floor made of? What color are the walls? If you want to win an Academy Award, imagine that you are at the award ceremony. Who is sitting in front of you? Who is sitting behind and beside you? Who is standing at the podium? How high are the ceilings? What colors are the curtains and walls? Now, as you imagine this vividly, see if you can evoke the emotions from currently being in these surroundings. Describe how it makes you feel. Closing your eyes can open your eyes to creating your dreams. Game 8. Draw your desire. Every artist dips his brush into his own soul and paints his own nature into his pictures. Henry Ward Beecher. This is a fun game, whether or not you consider yourself artistic. This game allows you to do 2 things. First, to be lighthearted about your desires, and second, to make your desires seem more real by making it real on paper. Doing this extracts our desires from inside our mind and brings it into the 2-dimensional art world. In the following space, or on a separate piece of paper, Take some pens, pencils, or crayons and draw an image of your desire fulfilled. Use color to enhance the vision. The drawings can be symbolic or literal depending on what makes you feel good. For example, if you desire to be more joyful, draw an image of what you being joyful might look like. It could be a brightly colored drawing of you smiling in the sunshine, or maybe an abstract drawing of what joy feels like to you. If you have a certain career goal, draw a picture of yourself, literally or symbolically, having that career success. If you want to manifest self-love, you might draw a symbolic picture of yourself as self-loving. For example, it could be a drawing of you giving yourself a hug with the words "I love you" written at the bottom. If you use a separate piece of paper, you can post the drawing where you'll see it each day. Do this with many different desires and have fun with it. Game 9. The TV game. One supreme fact which I have discovered is that it is not willpower, but fantasy imagination. That creates. Imagination is the creative force. Imagination creates reality. Richard Wagner. If you are somebody who has a hard time visualizing yourself having your desires, this game may be helpful. It's a new way to watch TV that involves seeking out images of people who are already living your dream. Learn to watch TV as if you were flipping through a catalog, seeking out images that help you get into the feeling place of having your desire. This is different from watching TV in the traditional sense because it's not about getting lost in the storylines or letting the shows dictate your mood. It's more about you seeking the images that help you feel it real, just as you did in the collage exercise. Here's how it works. Say, you have always wanted to vacation in Hawaii. With all the reality and educational television that is on these days, it's very likely that you could flip to a station where someone is vacationing in Hawaii. If you have a hard time visualizing yourself vacationing there, just imagine how this person on TV feels. Seeing them walking on the beach and enjoying the sunset can more easily get you into the feeling place. Before you turn on the TV, decide what you would like to create or manifest. It might help you focus if you write it down. Now, turn on the TV and flip through the channels until you find images of somebody who is living this desire or something similar to it. Imagine how it would feel to be experiencing the same circumstances that they are experiencing. Really go for the emotions of having this desire until you feel like you have the desire right now. When you are done, you can recall that TV show or that situation on TV to help you remember the feeling place of having that desire. In this way, even watching TV can become an empowering creative workshop. Game 10. 3-minute visualization. It is the mind that makes the body rich. William Shakespeare. Sit in a comfortable place and close your door to the outer world so that you can focus within. Think of one of your desires and visualize having it with all of your senses. What is the weather like in your vision? Is it hot or cold? Where are you sitting or standing? If you are sitting, what does the seat feel like underneath you? If you are standing, what surface are you standing on? Hardwood? Grass? Carpet? Who is there with you? Now, imagine yourself happy in your visualization, smiling, even laughing, so the having of your vision brings you joy. Now, notice any other details in this vision. What clothes are you wearing? How do they feel on your body? What are the smells around you? What are the sounds around you? Vividly imagine this with all of your senses. When your 3 minutes of intense visualizing are finished, say out loud, "And it was good," to complete the visualization process. Do this same visualization for 3 minutes every day and watch what synchronicities unfold as your desire is magnetized toward you.